It's no secret that attraction doesn't always follow logic. Sometimes the very traits we label as toxic are the ones that spark the strongest emotions. In today's video, we're breaking down 8 so-called toxic traits that women secretly find irresistible in men and why they work. 1. Emotional detachment. You're not constantly seeking validation. You're calm, composed, and you don't feel the need to broadcast every passing thought or emotion. You maintain your center no matter what's happening around you. Why it works. Today, a lot of men are encouraged to lead with their emotions, thinking it will make them seem more in touch or sensitive. But in reality, when a man overshares too soon, it strips away the mystery. It can make him feel more like a best friend or emotional crutch rather than a magnetic, masculine presence. When you remain emotionally grounded, especially during tension or conflict, it sends a powerful signal. You have control over yourself. And emotional control creates a deep sense of safety for women, even if they can't fully explain why. It taps into something primal. She feels protected, not just physically, but emotionally. And here's the kicker. When you don't give away everything right away, she wants to uncover more. She becomes curious. She leans in. She starts chasing that emotional access, trying to earn a place behind your calm, composed exterior. Mystery and emotional strength aren't just attractive, they're magnetic. 2. Jealousy. In moderation. A little jealousy can go a long way, but it's all about how you show it. Rather than a dramatic outburst or childish behavior, it's the subtle shifts in your tone or body language that speak volumes. Maybe you'll raise an eyebrow when another guy gets too close, or your stance will subtly change when she's talking to someone else. You don't panic or overreact. You just let her know you care. Why it works. This kind of controlled jealousy taps into her primal instincts around mate value. A slight hint of jealousy signals that you care, but not in an insecure or desperate way. It shows her 3 important things. You desire her. You're not just going through the motions. You're genuinely interested. You're not indifferent. You're paying attention and you value her presence in your life. You're aware that others might want her too. That confidence communicates you recognize her worth, but you're not afraid to show it. When jealousy is handled poorly, it can quickly cross into possessiveness or controlling behavior. But when it's subtle, it communicates value. It shows her you're protective and invested in keeping her close. A small dose of jealousy can actually make her feel wanted and appreciated, instead of smothered. 3. Arrogance. You walk into a room and immediately take command of it. You speak with a confidence that borders on cocky, and you carry yourself like someone who knows exactly what he's worth. It's unapologetic, it's bold, and it's magnetic. You know you're the prize. Why it works? Here's the thing. There's a very fine line between arrogance and rock-solid self-confidence. When you have the success and accomplishments to back it up, what others might label as arrogance is really just unshakable certainty. You don't just talk the talk, you've lived it. And that's exactly what makes you stand out. Women, whether they admit it or not, are incredibly attuned to social dynamics. They can read a room like no one else. When a man walks in like he owns it, exuding a sense of purpose, that confidence is contagious, it becomes the narrative that others, including her, start to believe. The truth is, women don't want to lead. They want to feel like they're choosing a man who already knows where he's headed. Arrogance, when balanced correctly, signals one thing: certainty. And certainty is powerful. It tells her you're a man who knows his worth and has a plan, and that's exactly the type of man she's drawn to. 4. Possessiveness. There's a certain kind of energy that comes with making it clear, she's yours. But this isn't about insecurity or control. It's about showing her, through protective body language, subtle dominance and firm standards, that you value and cherish her. Why it works? At its core, possessiveness taps into something deep and primal. It signals that you're fully invested in her and your relationship, that you see her as someone important, and that you're willing to protect what's yours. In a world where everything feels uncertain, this sense of security can be incredibly appealing. When you show that you value her enough to claim her, without demanding it, she feels chosen, respected, and safe. But here's the key. This only works if it's grounded in self-respect and not rooted in fear. Possessiveness should never come from insecurity. It should come from a place of confidence and certainty in both yourself and your connection. When it's done right, it can create an unspoken bond that makes her feel completely secure and deeply connected to you. 5. Being unavailable. You don't always respond to her texts immediately. You're not always available when she wants to chat or hang out. You have your own life, your own ambitions, and your own priorities. And while she's important, she's not your entire world. Why it works. This creates scarcity, and scarcity is incredibly powerful. When she knows your attention isn't something she can get at the drop of a hat, it heightens her desire. It sparks curiosity, builds anticipation, and fuels that chase. Without that push and pull, the connection becomes predictable and, honestly, kind of boring. When you're slightly out of reach, you automatically become more desirable. The mystery and the tension make you stand out, because she can feel that you've got a life worth chasing. She knows you're someone who values your own time and isn't just available whenever she calls. But here's the catch. Too much availability sends a message you don't want to send. If you're constantly dropping everything to cater to her, you risk being seen as a fallback, a guy who's always there, but never really a prize worth winning. It's that little bit of unavailability that keeps the spark alive and the attraction growing. 6. Dominance. There's something magnetic about a man who takes charge. He leads with confidence, makes decisions without second guessing, and steps up without hesitation. He's not a dictator, but a man who knows where he's going and doesn't need permission to take the wheel. Why it works. Healthy dominance is the embodiment of true masculine energy in action. It creates polarity, that dynamic spark that draws her in. Women want to feel cared for, nurtured, and protected, but only by a man who's strong enough to lead them. It's not about ignoring her opinions or bulldozing over her voice. True dominance means having a clear vision and the courage to act on it. It means being purposeful, decisive, and secure enough to handle what comes next. A woman wants to feel safe enough to let go, to surrender, but only to a man who can shoulder the weight of responsibility and lead her with strength and conviction. 7. Stoicism. You don't let the small stuff shake you. Under pressure, you stay cool, calm, and collected, never overreacting or panicking. Even when everything around you is chaotic, you maintain control and composure. Why it works. There's something incredibly magnetic about a man who can keep his emotions in check when things go sideways. It's not about being cold or detached. It's about being a calm, unwavering presence in the midst of uncertainty. For her, it's more than just a trait. It's a sense of security. When a man is stoic, it radiates strength and reliability. She doesn't want someone who adds fuel to the fire with dramatic reactions. She wants a man who can be her rock, someone who can handle life's challenges with grace and stability. This ability to remain steady makes her feel safe and deeply attracted. It allows her to tap into her feminine energy, knowing she can trust you to remain grounded no matter what comes your way. When you're the calm in her storm, her admiration and attraction for you will only grow. 8. The willingness to walk away. You care about her. You enjoy spending time with her. But here's the key. You're not afraid to walk away if things don't align with your values or standards. Why it works. This is one of the most powerful and underrated traits a man can have. The willingness to walk away signals that you're not desperate, that your life has meaning and purpose beyond just her. It shows you have abundance, self-respect, and most importantly, boundaries. When you hold firm to your standards, it flips the power dynamic. Most men will bend over backwards to keep her, always afraid of losing her. But when you show her that you don't need her to complete your life, something shifts. She begins to see you in a different light. Because the man who can walk away is the one who never has to. It's not about playing games or being cold. It's about showing that your value isn't tied to anyone's approval, and that's what makes you truly irresistible. So, there you have it. 8 toxic traits that women secretly love in men. But here's the catch. It's not about being truly toxic. It's about confidence, self-respect, and boundaries. When you embody these traits, you're not playing games. You're showing that you're a man who knows his worth. The real secret is that women aren't looking for perfection. They're drawn to the authentic, strong, and independent man who isn't afraid to be himself. So, if you start embracing these qualities, you might just find that the power dynamic shifts in your favor. Remember, the key is balance. Be bold, but stay true to who you are. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more dating advice and relationship insights. I'm your sweetheart, Natasha. See you in the next video.